Welcome back to Sudbury Meadows. We are still at the shop. We left off last episode at the shop. We were talking about mowers and balers. We did come across here a baler I am looking at just because of the price of it, and it's a mod. So I thought, well, let's maybe give it a try. It's the same size as all the other ones. It'll do the job. But I'm guessing it goes a little bit slower than, say, this mod here. Likely the same speed, no, a little slower. So a little slower in general. We have small fields. And mostly we need to save money because the other ones are quite a bit more expensive. And we could lease them, but hey, let's try out something different here. So I'm going to grab this one here. I haven't really played with it, so let's see what we got. Shield, standard. Safety shields and so on. I like that. We're going to do it for $58. We'll buy that. We do still need to get a mower. I don't think I found anything really fun in the mower side. So we're still stuck with potentially buying one of these, which is fine. Or leasing or whatever we can afford when the time comes to produce our hay. But the baler is important because we're going to need to do straw right after we harvest, and then also the hay when that time comes, when after we mow the grass and it blows in the wind to dry out. All right, so we have that, and we got some lag. All right, so we're back. We got that there. Let's pick it up. So back up. That's kind of an interesting looking unit here. See if we get close enough, and just try hooking her up. So everything hooked up on it with one try. Alright, so not that it needs to be, just never know if I have to push multiple buttons. I think that's all we're going to take up for today. We are going to need a front loader. Also, I did come across a service trailer here. So I think we are going to probably have to pick one of these up because I can't find the service at the shop. We are going to need to have something in order to repair our units, fuel our units at the farm, and also if I want to swap the tires and so on and so forth out for, because we have crop destruction on, so that's something we're going to need to do. And this is just cheaper than the standard building version that we have in the game. So I did find this one, and go from there. We will be picking this one up soon, just not this moment. I don't think, well, we are going to need it actually probably fairly soon here. So, all right, well, let's go hold this back, the baler back to the farm. Anyway, and then we'll get that dropped off, and if we need to make another trip up to grab that service, we probably could do that yet this evening. And we'll keep going with that. I know there's some jobs that are paying pretty good as I'm speeding through town here. Slow down for the lady to walk. There are some jobs, I believe, I have to double check on those again and see. But that's something we might have just enough time to get done something quick before it gets dark. So take a look at that in a bit here. Alright, just pulling back into the farm. We'll get this put away. Oh, I guess it's offset, so I should pay attention to what I'm going to run into with it. So let's see how well I can back it up then. Yeah, I was worried about that. That, get a cut in and put this right beside the harvester. So there we go. Two things purchased that we have in stock here that we don't particularly need right away, but so everything connected with one button, but everything needs separate buttons to disconnect. So all right. got that one figured out. Trying to remember that for when we go the other direction. I think let's take a quick look. Maybe we can find something we can make some quick money on. Fertilizing. How big a field is field 14? Lots of fertilizing jobs, which cost us money because we have to pay for the fertilizer. These are going to be some big fields for what they are. We do have our own fertilizer and tractor though, so it wouldn't be horrible to use it. Let's just find out what this 16 and 14. 14's there. That looks fairly large compared to what we got. 16 is right there, and we don't have to drive very far to get to it. That is huge. I wonder how many times we'd have to refill our fertilizer on 16. I think we could get it done though. I'm just wondering, we're picking up a contract, so I don't think the field destruction is going to matter, although since we're trying to play more realistically, that's probably something we should look at doing, making sure we have the correct tires for it. Field number 9 is right there, right across the road from us. A little bit smaller. All we have to do is buy seed. That's that field. That could take a long time with our seeder to sow that up. So I think what we want to do if we're going to pick up a job is a fertilizer job because we can get it done relatively quick. I do think that if we're going to use our own equipment though, to do it right, we need to get the tires swapped out. And in order to do that, we're going to need our service unit, which this would almost pay for this job. So I'm going to run back up, bolt back up to the shop and pick up that service trailer. Hopefully I can pull that with this unit and then get it back down here, and hopefully we can swap the tires out, which will cost probably a little bit of money too because we don't own any little tires. But then we'll have that option. We're going to need it anyway to do our own field. So, and if we're going to fertilize other people's fields, we better make sure we have the correct equipment for that. So let's get back to the shop. Alright, so do we need to change the color on it? I know we are running the Fendt Classic, and there's no cost difference to change the wheels. Yeah, I like those. So we have 100,000. We're gonna buy it. It's done. See if I can do a better job hooking up to it. That'll work. Those are aggressive tires, but if we have to go into, I guess if we have to go into a field, it won't slide around as much. But all right, so that job's done. We'll haul her back to the farm, and I think we still have enough time probably to get one of them fertilizer jobs potentially done. So I'm gonna get all that sorted out when we get back there. Alright, so we got the trailer parked over here for now. I was thinking I probably could have ran up and put some fuel in it, but I don't know how this thing works, so we have to check it out. Oh, there we go. I like that idea. So that looks pretty cool. Service menu. Cool. We're going to customize. Wheel setup. Oh, we can do everything here. We're going to need a front loader attachment eventually. Wide, narrow tires. Let's just see what we have. Interesting. So we can really do this unit up. All right, I think that's what we need for, we're going to need that for our own fields here now, along with, along with doing any jobs. So let's, there we go. So we got that. Oh, shoot. Hook this back up. Get rid of that. And need to find our fertilizer. And I can't remember how much fertilizer we have left, and we are going to probably have to buy more. I'm trying to use my mirrors. And of course, we went too far. There. I think we got everything hooked up all at once. We got 1,420. Well, I'm going to call the shop. We're going to have a little bit more fertilizer delivered. And let's see. All right, perfect. I got 2 bags of fertilizer delivered for $96, $45 each, I guess. Which is just that's so handy. I don't mind paying a little bit extra. I did make a mistake before I had that set up, so I do have a bag of fertilizer up at the store right now. But that's fine. We'll need it. Let's get everything raised. We're still turned on. And we'll go fill this right up. Back down. Let's try backing up properly. Perfect. Now, as probably the correct way to be doing this would be to have the front loader lift these up and find some way to fill them that properly, but this is where we're at for the moment. Okay, now after all that, we actually need to go in and take one of these jobs. So 16 is paid the most and is right beside us. So let's just do it. We want to just accept. And now we'll figure out how to get over to 16. So I know where the field is just how to get into the field on this map. That seems to be the fun part. Well, all right, found my way onto the beast. This, let's see. Well, going straight should be easy, but how much of it am I going to miss or overlap with my skill level should be interesting. So, yeah, just want to make sure that worked. And we're off to working. So this will pretty much pay for our service trailer, this job, I believe. Let's see if we can take a quick look where we're doing. All right, which is kind of handy. We're down. What are we down? Like roughly $15,000 with the baler and the service unit. So with this job and the last job we did, we're pretty close to making it work. We'll see how much fertilizer it ends up costing. So I just bought 2,000 liters to top this up for now. So hopefully I can relatively be somewhat efficient here and not get too much overlap or whatever. And that'll be too much. And all at the same time, hopefully I don't miss too much. Something I've noticed, and I think it's actually kind of interesting with the seasons mod, is the weeds. So you can see in the field here, just patches of weeds rather than the entire section or a section that's grown in full of weeds. So it's definitely going to be kind of different. It's something I haven't seen on our field yet, but good chance that's coming quick because we do have weeds turned on. So we will need to find a way, like probably end up investing in a weeder at some point or whatever, but I don't think it's going to be a huge effect on our little field at the moment. I'm hoping anyway, especially with the way it's just patches throughout the field now. So we'll see how that plays, but we're not going to splurge on a seeder or a weeder right away. One of those weeders with a built-in seeder, that would actually probably be pretty handy. Let's see. Try it there. So we're doing pretty well. I'm pretty sure I'm doing a horrible job as far as overlap and everything go, but right now we still have quite a bit of fertilizer. I think we'll be able to finish the field, so that's all that matters. Finish the job anyway. But yes, we are going to need for next season, we'll need to worry probably a little bit more about lime and weeds and stuff if we want to keep expanding and getting the max out of our maximum profit out of our fields. But year one, we're just starting out. We're just going to have to take a hit in the losses because at some point we want to be able to buy animals. We got to buy a water trailer, like a little tanker or something. Yep. There's lots of things we're going to spend our money on, and you know, it'd be nice to have more fields and stuff like that too eventually. But if we can get into some cattle and we can find all the equipment and product that we need to keep them sustained and alive for the year, then we're doing all right. I guess that's the other thing too. If you have a comment on what you'd like to see, I probably already brought this up in a previous video, but if you'd like to see us do dairy cattle or go for meat, dairy is kind of nice because you get the milk a little sooner to resell it, but then you can also use the meat as another option for the other guys. I think they require less grass maybe, but whatever, they all have their different rations that they need to survive or to produce. So we'll get a little bit of time, get a lot more resources to sort out before we're buying buying cows. So all right, so the contract is finished. I don't know, I always get tossed up on whether it's worthwhile finishing it when you got this much to go, especially when you're running a realism thing. But for this, and for as much as fertilizer as we're using at the moment, I guess I'll just finish it. Gotta get to the end of the field anyway. Perfect, so that job is done. I'm gonna head back to the farm, and we'll finish off the contract. Get paid. If I can remember how to get out of here now. Here it is, right in front of me. So let's see if we can not get hit by a car on the way out. Go for it. So, all right, so let's take that. That is complete. That's we're getting the full 97, almost 9800. Collect it. Not bad. Gets us up to just over 90,000. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then we spent 1,000. So we used just about $1,000 worth of that. So we got $8,777 basically for that. If you think about it, is what we used. So not too bad. It's only about 6:30 in the evening right now. We got another little bit before it gets dark. We could blast out one more. We could do like field 14 or 15, probably relatively quick and easy. We may not even have to get any more fertilizer. So 15 and was it 15 and 14 or right there? Whenever the road is for this, probably exit, get into here. Maybe 15 wouldn't be too bad. It's not quite as far away as 14, and still pays 8,300. If we don't have to buy any more, then we're doing pretty good. So let's $1,000 difference, so it might be worth the drive. Nah, I'm just gonna do this. Let's get this one done. So we'll accept that contract and get back out there. All right, so I'm just gonna line up on this field, and we'll get to work on it. I don't think it's gonna take too long. Hopefully, it doesn't take too much fertilizer because I didn't bother filling up. I'm just hoping to. The last field was good size and I think a little bit bigger, and didn't only use about roughly 1,000. So hoping I can do that again here. So got lines again to follow, but they're a lot closer together. So I should be able to get out, follow them, stay relatively straight, watch my degrees on the map, I guess, if I want to use that. Should get rid of that. So we're just in finishing up our mid-spring, day number 2 of spring, so in our season. So I'm kind of hoping by tomorrow we'll maybe see some germination or some kind of change in our wheat field. Maybe we'll even see some weeds pop up or something going on with that. Just nice to see something actually happening on your own farm. So then we'll see what we can do if we need to fertilize that, if it's ready to be fertilized again to finish that off, or what we can do around our own farm to kind of keep busy there. This is one very dynamic field with the hill. It's very it would take a lot of power. You need a relatively decent sized tractor when you're plowing or probably even cultivating this field, just with the slope, and no matter which direction you go, considering the one corner is really high. So yeah, fertilizing, not a big deal. Plowing or cultivating, probably a long, slow process. So I think we got at least half a pass, maybe even one more pass here to go to get this contract all finished off. I didn't do quite as clean a job as I apparently did in the last one, so I'm not sure if this just doing this last pass is just going to be enough or not. So, oh, there it is. Contract in field 15 is finished. So we are done. We used less than 1,000 liters of fertilizer. If I finish this strip, it'll be 1,000 that we use. So another $1,000 off of the contract reward. And yeah, not too shabby though. We won't break the 100,000 mark, be back over that yet today, but we easily did make a little money and ended up with some new toys, new equipment. So I'm gonna finish this off since I'm here, and then we'll head back to the farm. All right, made her back, and we'll get everything put away. This day is pretty much shot, so. But I think we got a lot done, so can't complain too much about that. Let's get that in here. Right on. Still squeeze the tractor in here a little bit so it's not sitting outside for the night, but there we go. So let's finish that contract. Let's take our money. 8,300. If we take out 1,000 for fertilizer, not bad. At $7,300, we'll collect that. And where are we at? 98. So not a bad situation where we're sitting money wise compared to where we started even just this one episode. So we will start again tomorrow and see what we need to do. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the series so far. If you like the direction it's going in, or what else you think I could be doing to make it add to the realism of it all. If you enjoyed this and like to see more of it, leave a like. We'll see you in the next one.